Hey y'all, this is Mystery, and welcome to part 3 of The Bottom of the Well. Previously, The Bottom of the Well has resulted in numerous deaths. I'm hoping in this playthrough I'll actually be able to survive. My main goal in this is to get in the fallout shelter and remain in the fallout shelter. I'm gonna go with the default Alice again because it does say that it's able to finish the game to the true ending. So we're accepting and starting. I'm gonna skip through most of the talking since we've been through it before again. Red Nettle Studios was the creator of this game. I have really been enjoying it. Let's see. I went online to find out what was going on. I immediately tried to call Ches. I needed to think about my options. So I'm going to go online to find out what was going on so I can get access to the fallout shelter. The fallout shelter seemed like the best option. Okay, so I'm going to take the flashlight, take the map, the radio, spare clothes, sleeping bag, and nope, not sleeping bag, food. Because I need the food to get into the fallout shelter. Okay, so I'm happy. You can see my face up here. She's in good health. We've got the food. Alright. So I tried talking my way in. I tried to push the door open. Okay, so now we're talking to the bitch queen at the fallout shelter. We're going to try talking our way in. Okay, she's telling me I have to share all my stuff, so I'm going to take the queen up on her offer. It is 9:39, Wednesday, July 1st, so we're saving a lot of time just going directly into it. I talked to her about it politely. This is about her looking through my stuff, and then apparently she's just taking inventory, so not a problem. I'm going to protest again. Since I want to stay in the fallout shelter like I did last time, I'm going to say I tried my best whenever she ignores me because I'm trying to get more people into the shelter, but she might kick me out at this point, so I'm going to say yes, I tried my best. Okay. These are options. Staying put and waiting for rescue. No, I voted for working on the trap door. Opening up an alternate exit seemed the wisest, like a ventilation shaft. What did it matter what I wanted? I just sat back to see what the others did. Now, last time I went through the ventilation shaft, and it did work, so I could go through that, but I think this time I'm going to try the trap door first, because if we're going to stay down here, then I don't want to ruin the ventilation shaft, and I did ruin the ventilation shaft last time by taking out all the filters, trying to crawl through there. So we're going to opt for working on the trapdoor. The trapdoor, huh? Seems like the safest idea. What did the bitch queen think? Oh, crap. I actually wanted to go through that. Okay. We started digging. We decided to try the ventilation shaft instead. We decided to wait for a while. Okay, so I completely missed what exactly was going on. The only option that I see that's new is we started digging, so let's attempt to start digging. So we started digging. It took forever and a week. We were so few. Towards the end, though, when we could see the light, more people joined in. And then, I wish I could say, and then we went happily into the sunlight, but I can't. Uh-oh. You see this face up here? It does not look too happy. What? Why not? I think it was the dust. We all breathed it in while we worked. Radioactive. Really radioactive. We all started feeling it during the day. But you were so close. Come on, someone must have helped you, carried you. I was too weak. I couldn't keep food or water down or even stand up. Not everyone was the same. I guess radiation affects everyone differently, but I couldn't handle it. They didn't help. I killed all of my friends with that dig. Anyone who helped me died, either there and then or later. I was just happy someone took the time to place a pillow under my head before they left. I only wish they would have at least dragged me up as well, but I could see the sun from where they left me. That was nice. Okay. So that was it. Yeah, I blacked out soon enough after and didn't wake up. I mean, I did. And I died again. That was like the speediest death ever. Okay. Let's try this again. I swear it's constant death in this game. I am going to survive. I am determined to survive. And I just keep dying. So we're going to go through this again. Okay. Okay, so we're going into the fallout shelter again. We are just going to wait. I'm gonna try everything that I did before and then just waiting to see if maybe some of the radioactive stuff goes away with a little bit of time. So wait and see. If that doesn't work, then I'm going to try, going through the ventilation shaft again, getting the other people out like I did in the second video. And then I will fight for the fallout shelter. Fallout shelter seemed like the best option. We're taking flashlight, map, radio, spare clothes, and 1 day of food. Okay. So let's go again. I tried talking my way in. I decided to take the queen up on her offer. This is just ridiculous. I talked to her about it politely. I mean, honestly, how many ways can you die in this game? I protested. I tried my best. Okay. Staying put and waiting for rescue seemed the best option. Seems like waiting to die to me. Anyway, it wouldn't be forever. Well, no, unless you're planning on dying down there. Or maybe living like moles. We couldn't make do forever, of course. Eventually we had eaten all there was to eat. I had no idea what the fallout situation was outside, but hopefully better. Oh, look, I'm all smiley still, so at least I'm still in good health. There was no help, of course, nothing at all. The radio didn't come back on either. We were also running out of batteries and candles. Soon we'd be reduced to sitting in the dark drinking beer. Jesus, I guess the bitch queen must have agreed something needed to be done. Actually, no, I think something broke in her when there was no help. She couldn't act anymore. Oh, good. So maybe we can kind of overtake her? Ray actually had to come over to me and ask me to help, but there was nothing I can do. She had started drinking already, adamantly refusing to think anything but that there would be help sooner or later. What did you do? I decided to gather who I could and start working on the trap door. I decided to try the ventilation shaft. Nothing. Open a tap of beer. Okay. So I'm hoping that now that some time has passed, because it was July when it happened and now it's September 21st. I don't want to go through the ventilation shaft in case we need it, but then again, if we go outside, I'm going to go through the ventilation shaft. If we end up going outside through the trap door and there's still too much radiation, then it's going to kill me anyway. It doesn't matter if I have ventilation for the fallout shelter. So let's try the ventilation shaft again. Don't you get your air from the ventilation shaft? Yes, it was risky to go messing with it. Okay, we're going up into the ventilation shaft. Okay. I carried on with it and crawled into the shaft. So that's what we did last time, and we went slow and steady. Okay. So I had to dig them out. I figured it would be faster to dig them out if I found help first. I'm not going to leave them to their own devices. Last time I went and found help. But my little smiley face up here isn't looking too good. Let's go find help. Like we did the last time. So we find the people at the apartment building. And then, we bring them back. See, it's not looking good, and it says there's black rain. Oh my god. Okay. I wasn't going out without a fight. That fallout shelter was ours, so we're doing that. Whoa, I admire your moxie, but she doesn't sound like the kind of person you want to pick a fight with and lose. What was she going to do? Throw me out? I was already out. So what was your avenue of attack? I appealed to the whole group. I attempted to reason without violence. I was done with the bitch. I socked her in the jaw. I'm going to appeal to the whole group. We stared at each other, bitch queen on one end and my group on the other. It was clearly going down, so to speak. A standoff. I guess you must have been about equally matched. What finally diffused it was Ray. He had been fiddling with something in his coat, but as tension mounted, He finally stepped over and declared it over. We could stay. Man, you should have seen how her face fell. Nice. So what did you do with her? We let her stay. We weren't like her after all, but after seeing her humiliated like that, she wasn't going to be bouncing back. So you stayed at the shelter. For how long? Well, the idea was to wait out the worst of the fallout period. Unfortunately, the trapdoor was totaled and there was a lot of debris already inside the shelter. But we kind of built a makeshift thing out of a tarp instead to keep out the worst and did our best to clear out what had come in. Alright, so how long did you stay? Essentially until our supplies started running out, which was practically immediately, but at least we got a moment to rest. Oh, my smiley face is still not happy up here. Pretty early on, I went through my one clean set of clothes, but let me tell you, it made all the difference. Okay, so I'm glad I did grab those extra clothes. So where did you go after all this? Well, by this time, we'd actually gotten a few other wanderers come by. Most of them were headed out of town towards an evacuation center set up at the college at the edge of town. Okay, so we've stayed at the fallout shelter as long as we can. I really don't... It says that it's black rain outside. I really don't want to go outside in the black rain. But if we have to, then we have to. We just have to spend as least amount of time outside as we can. My smiley face up here is not looking good at all. Oh, did I just eat my food? I clicked on it. I don't know what it did, but it doesn't seem to be doing much. I've got a map and a radio and a flashlight. I've got my shoes. Okay. So I get out of there. Talk about going back to where you started. So you decided to go. I thought about doing something else, going looking for Ches or whatever, but it felt like I was responsible now for all these people. They looked to me to make a decision, and the only right decision was to go there. Nice, so you bundled everyone up? Well, almost. The bitch queen wasn't going anywhere. Her loss. And not everyone at the shelter wanted to go there. Many had other places they wanted to see first. Homes, families, friends. But it's still black rain. You don't want to go out in the black rain if you don't have to. You bundled everyone important up, and then you headed out. What was it like? It was pretty heavy. The streets were jammed, there were bodies everywhere, and they had started to smell. Everything was covered in ash. Ugh, not to be recommended. But eventually we neared our goal. So it was real, the evacuation center? Not so fast. There was a slight obstacle still on the way. Oh, what's that? The river. There's a river? Not something I had thought about either. I didn't live anywhere near it, so whenever I crossed it, I just drove over it. But there it was, a geographical reality. So I mean, the bridges were surely still there. True, but when we approached them, we realized they were occupied. Uh-oh. By whom? I'm not sure. I saw them from afar and kind of ducked into cover. I saw immediately they weren't good news. They had guns and they were harassing the other people who come to the bridge. I think they were mugging them. Did they let anyone pass? Yes, some, but I didn't know what the price was or if they had some other criteria for letting people through. So what did you do? So last time I tried to find another bridge to cross and I died. This time I need to either wait nearby and see what would happen or go up to them and confront them. It's black rain right now. I really don't have time to wait, but I'm going to go ahead and try and wait because I don't want to jump headfirst into something that's going to get me killed anyway. So let's wait and see. Trying to cross the other bridges, it took me like 2 days before I started becoming delirious and dying of the radiation poisoning. So let's wait nearby and see what happens. Somehow it felt like this kind of thing couldn't be forever. Either a bigger, more powerful group would come along and chase them away, the government would show up, or they'd get bored and leave, so I decided to wait. Alright, where did you hole up? There was actually a parking garage nearby. You could just stroll in and walk up to the upper stories from where you had a perfect view of the river. Right. Not the best cover, though. I scouted through it and found a staff area. It was small but empty. The problem was, of course, where to fit everyone. So we created a rota system. where some would wait and watch from the top of the parking garage, and others would find somewhere else to hole up. I was in the garage permanently. What about supplies? There was always loot to be had from the surrounding buildings, even if not all of it was perhaps the safest. I did a run before settling in, gathering what I could. Okay, so we got some food. Okay, well, I had her eat one thing of food. I wish it would tell me, like, my hunger meter. I just see a really sad face. I wonder if I could eat all this food and not be sick. So, down to weight. How did that go? There's actually not much else to say. Oh, no. I'm gonna eat all my food. I got radiation poisoning again. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're skipping. Okay, I'm gonna go back in one more time, and we're gonna confront these bastards that are on the bridge and blocking it and blocking our way to safety. So let's try this one more time. In this episode, anyway. I don't know how long my recording is right now, but I'm sure we can go through one more. Let's see. I keep getting these achievements, but I swear I've gotten them before. Okay. So, we're going to confront the people on the bridge and hope they don't kill us, but apparently we get killed anyway. Okay, we're going for the default Alice. Start. I probably really need to customize my Alice to where she has some survival skills, because all she keeps doing is dying. But it says that the default Alice is the one that can get to the actual correct ending. So, go online, find out what's going on. Fallout shelter. Crowbar? When did that happen? I can have a crowbar? I don't remember there being a crowbar there before. Okay. Crowbar, flashlight, map, radio, food, and spare clothes. No, it's not going to let me take those spare clothes if I'm taking the crowbar, which is kind of weird because it's not in my backpack. It's, the crowbar is in my hand, so why does it matter? Well, no, I want the flashlight. It says the flashlight's in my hand, too. So, like, if I drop the flashlight and I do the spare clothes... Oh, it still won't let me take spare clothes. Okay. So, I definitely want the radio, crowbar, flashlight, map, radio, and 1 day of food. Is that why I keep getting sick? Because I don't have enough food? But we share food down at the shelter. I don't know. We're going to try it. Let's see. Okay, so my smiley face is very happy right now. See, it's July 1st and it's cloudy. We're talking our way in. We're going to share our supplies. I really want to get through this. I talked to her about it politely. I protested. I tried my best. Okay. I wonder if now that I have the crowbar, I can get through the trapdoor easier, but with the radiation, we're going to stay put and wait for rescue. Okay. I decided to gather who I could and start working on it. I decided to try the ventilation shaft. Okay. I'm going to eat the food. So hopefully I'm still happy. My guy's still happy up there. Let's try the ventilation shaft. Carried on and crawled in the shaft. Slow and steady, and that's why I need the flashlight if I'm going through the ventilation shaft. Figured it would be faster if I found help. I wonder if it is faster if I find how to help. I'm guessing it is. See, look at my person dying. Okay. Not going down without a fight. I appealed to the whole group. Okay. We're gonna go up. Okay. Now we're back to the part on the bridge. There's black rain again, so we're getting radiation poisoning the longer that we sit here. We're going to go up to the group on the bridge and confront them and see what they want. Brave. Well, I wasn't alone. We might have been largely unarmed, but we were a team. So what were they? Just thugs? Part opportunists, part worried townsfolk? They claim that they were protecting their part of the town from riffraff, who were coming down from the city trying to steal all their uncontaminated food. This was just a kind of concerned citizens roadblock. Conveniently in the way towards the main evacuation center. Yeah, but, well, I mean, they had a lot of guns, but I didn't really detect a whole lot of malice in them. It didn't seem like they particularly wanted to use them. Okay, so that's good. So what did you do? Told them we had enough food and didn't need to steal theirs. I explained me and mine were going through and there was nothing they could do about it. I tried to talk my way through. I decided to reconsider the whole thing. I can say we have enough food, or I can try and talk my way through, but telling them we have enough food and we don't really have enough food, they might want to check, and we don't have any food. So I'm going to try talking my way through because they're probably going to call my bluff. Ah, yes, the famous fast talk. How did that go? I tried various versions. Oh, they had heard it all. Either we had the supplies to pass or we didn't. That was it. What did you do? Oh, let's try telling them we have enough food. Told them the truth. No, we had nothing. I opened my pack to show him, and he grabbed it, emptying out, rifling through the contents. So much for concerned citizen. So what'd they do then? They told me I was just a looter and that I should fuck off. At least they gave me my backpack back. To which you replied, I explained me and mine were going through, and there was nothing they could do about it. At this point, if I try to reconsider, I'm just going to end up dying again, so... And then if I say me and mine are going through, they're just going to shoot me, so let's get shot this time. Whoa there, what about all the guns? Maybe, but we had the numbers. I'm sure they said something like that during World War I before getting mowed down by a machine gun. I instinctively grabbed for the gun and managed to deflect it just a smidgen before he pulled the trigger. The blast ripped into my side, but luckily not my internal organs. I fell back in intense pain as my friends came to the rescue. I heard at least 2 more shots before the bastard was down. Holy shit, were you alright? What do you think? It hurt like hell. I was bleeding everywhere, and no one had any first aid kits. First, they wrapped me in people's shirts that they had dipped in the river water real fast, as if that was any improvement. But the bridge was ours. I bet not without a fight. Well, I can't say I condone it, but you did get through. Yeah, and ahead. The evacuation center. Okay, so I'm still alive? I'm just bleeding a lot? Okay. Let's see if we had... Oh, okay, so that's good. We're actually surviving. So the evacuation center, my college. I'm not surprised I dreamed about it. It's like the center of my life right now. It was still, in the dream, a big part of my life. That's where I worked, after all. Is this the part where the dream turns weird and the college starts sprouting legs and begins smoking a hookah or something? Unfortunately, no. That would have been a pretty welcome respite. Even so, it must have been a respite, proof that society survived, the United States weren't completely obliterated, etc., etc. Speaking of, what did happen to everyone? I don't know. Everything was still rather hazy. News was sporadic and often hearsay. There was a lot of talk about a missile defense system that no one knew we even had, and apparently managed to shoot down something akin to 90% of all the enemy warheads. Well, there's something about being prepared. Wishful thinking. Based on what I was seeing, I don't really see the difference. 10% was clearly more than enough to wreak unimaginable havoc. Hell, 1% probably would have been enough. Okay, I'm not dead. My smiley face still isn't happy up here, though. I don't have any more food. Anyway, go on. I want to get to the inn. What happened at the center? At the gates, there was a screening process going on. A big plastic corridor where we were all told to undress and go through this super cold shower, after which men in gas masks and plastic coverings ran a gauger counter over us? Seriously? So what happened? There were 2 doors at the end of the corridor. Beyond the men in masks with guns. Whenever their gauger counter frazzled and complained, you went right. Whenever it was quiet, you went left. I went right. Crap. What about your crew? Some went left, some went right. depending on. It didn't matter. There were no more groups, just the living and the dead. They gave us back our old clothes at the other end, which was the thing that really should have freaked us out. Most were just grateful, but that meant they considered you dead. Yes, through the fence I saw the ones going left, leaving towards the dorms, all wearing what looked like some kind of prison uniforms. At least they were likely to be clean and uncontaminated. And you? Where did they lead you? To the football stadium. Can you believe that? They didn't even care enough about us to get us out of the fallout. They had at least set up tents, stoves, and a kitchen for us, all staffed by similarly irritated people, of course, presumably serving us irradiated food that they didn't want to feed the healthy ones. This can't be where your story ends. There's actually not much else to say. Ugh. Again. So the question is, how do I... Okay. Maybe if I just sit and wait for... Okay. So, I don't know why this time it let me have a crowbar. Do I still have my crowbar? Okay. I still have my crowbar. Sturdy crowbar for breaking doormats. How do I own this? Okay. So, with the crowbar, maybe I would be able to get the door open. The trap door that got stuck in the fallout shelter. Be able to get out quicker. I would still need the numbers for the bridge, though. And I need to get more food. But if I don't go through the ventilation shaft and I go through the trapdoor with the crowbar, then I won't need the flashlight. So... okay, so I'm dead again. I'm going to do a little bit of thinking on this. Actually, I'm going to try one more time. One more time. I don't know how long this episode is going. I feel like it's going to be a really long episode, but I'm going to go through one more time and try this one more time. I live, I die, and I live again. Okay, so I've apparently gotten 6 out of 10 of the endings. I really want to get the complete, full ending, which is the whole reason I'm using the default Alice. Because I would really like Dark Alice. I think that would be fun. Okay. So, we're going to skip this again. Okay. So, let's see if... I don't know why sometimes... I don't know why it gave me the crowbar. And I had never even seen the crowbar before. I went online to find out what was going on. Fallout shelter seemed like my best option. So yeah, I have the option for the crowbar. So I'm not going to take the flashlight. I'll take the map. Radio. Ooh, spare clothes. Maybe the spare clothes will help. Food. I can take 2 foods if I don't take the radio. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take the food and not the radio. Okay, so I've got the crowbar, the map, spare clothes, and 2 days worth of food. So we're going to see if that makes a difference. I tried talking my way in. I decided to take the queen up on her offer. It says that I have to share my food, but I remain with however many cans of food I usually have. Okay, I protested naturally. I tried my best. Okay, so let's stay put and wait for rescue. Okay, so my smiley face is still happy up here. I guess I'm gonna try the trap door. Maybe with the ventilation not being destroyed, I'll do better and I won't get so much radiation poisoning even if the trapdoor is open, but I have the crowbar. So let's go with the trapdoor. She wouldn't lift a hand to help. Managed to break open the trapdoor so it opened inwards. This only took a few hours. The guys that have been helping me with the door were both hit by the rubble. I think one got his leg half crushed and the other got a really nasty blow to his head that gave him a concussion. Ooh, did I get hurt? Oh damn, but aside from that, it must have still felt pretty great, right? Not really. For a brief moment, there was a flash of daylight from outside, but it was just a flash. Like someone offering you hope just to snatch it away immediately. But at least we were reminded the sun still existed. So how much work was there? A lot. Really a lot. I wasn't alone at least, but it looked pretty bleak. So, did you go out it? Well, it was quite a lot of dust. We were there working on the rocks, so we needed to consider whether or not we could do it at any proper time. So, what did you do? I'm gonna have one of these cans of food. Oh, it made me eat both cans of food. That's not what I wanted to do. I had 2 cans. It should have only made me eat 1 can. That sucks. Okay. Let's try waiting for a while. I decided to gather who I could and start working on the trap door. Oh, and I died. Oh my goodness. Okay, so... oh yeah, this is a lot more complicated than I originally thought it was going to be. I thought I kind of cracked the code on it, but apparently there's more elements for me to consider. I have gotten 7 out of 10 endings, but it looks like the ending that I want is going to end up being the last ending that I get, because I'm at 7 out of 10 right now, so there's only 3 more endings that I can get. Apparently it did not use the crowbar. If I was trying to get a trap door open from the bottom, I think I would use a crowbar. But then again, whenever I was with Ches in the 2nd episode, I believe, I also would have assumed that he would have helped me try to steal a car instead of letting the girl with no survival skills try and steal the car. But whatever, we're going to try this again in the next episode. I'm going to cut this off here. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all next time.